Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Nick Gray, and this here is the Google Pixel 6a, the long-awaited mid-range device from Google that can probably go head-to-head with some flagship tier devices in terms of the cameras on the back. So we're going to be doing a quick camera test, but before we get into the photos and the videos, let's take a look at the specs for the cameras themselves. Now, if you used a Google Pixel smartphone in the last couple years, you're probably pretty familiar with the camera specs on this device. It's using the same two 12 megapixel sensors on the back of the phone for its standard and its ultra-wide camera, and then a 8 megapixel selfie camera up front that can record 1080p video at 30 frames per second, but those rear cameras are capable of capturing 4K at 60 FPS for that main sensor, and then the ultra-wide maxes it out at 4K 30 FPS. Now, it's not the most beautiful day out here. As you can see, it's a little bit overcast, but let's go out and take some pictures with the Pixel 6a to see how the cameras perform on this device in everyday use. Recording with the selfie camera does have its limitations on the Pixel 6a, since you only get 1080p video out of this front-facing camera. But if you do have a selfie stick or simply want to use the ultra-wide camera on the back of the phone, you can definitely record yourself doing it that way. Now, framing yourself with the ultra-wide camera on the back of the phone is definitely pretty easy. Just hold your arm out and you get yourself right in the middle with the surroundings as well. But if you want to use that main camera, which is the best camera on there, you will need to have a selfie stick. And this here is that main camera. As you can see, the quality here is a lot better. You do get some depth of field effect, as well as the background behind me isn't quite as in focus, which means you get the focus on me just a little bit more. Now, I have to say, overall image quality that you get out of the Selfie camera when you are recording video isn't that bad when you compare it to other devices within this same price range at about $450. The only thing that I find a little bit disappointing is the image stabilization. It's fine when you're standing still, but as soon as you start walking, the jitters are just a little bit too much for this camera. And this here we'll look at video capture from the selfie camera, of course, but I'd have to say, simply because of the image stabilization or the lack of image stabilization on this camera, it's definitely my least favorite camera on this device. Honestly, Google needs to do a little bit better here if they're going to expect the Pixel 6a to compete with some of the other devices that are on the market right now. And that's going to do it for this initial camera test with the Pixel 6a. Let me know what you think of the results in the comments below, and whether or not you think this device is good enough to go head-to-head with some of the flagship devices that are on the market this year, even though this is definitely a mid-range smartphone. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see my full review of the Pixel 6a, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.